Today I'm turning ordinary paper into something that feels like a vintage field file, and honestly, I wasn't completely sure this was going to work. This looks complicated, but it actually worked with simple paper, folding, and a lot of experimenting. I actually think what I want to try and do is make these the smaller ones. So I'm going to do this first on one. So I'm still scoring at every half-inch mark. My paper is a little off, but that's okay. And so with this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it like that. So again, this flap is going towards the inside. And the reason I went ahead and scored this the whole way is so I could kind of decide, do I want this to be that big? I don't think I do. I think I want it about right there. And I can make it the whole size, but because it's going to be smaller, I think I'm going to go with the 6. We're going to put a window in this too. So that will be cute. So my inner dividers are right around 6 inches long, 10.5 wide. That's after I printed them and got all the stuff off of it, the white pieces. I could have done full pages, but I didn't. So again, I'm going to fold to where this top flap is going towards the inside. And instead of an accordion like this, which is different, we're going to make one like this. Oh, I didn't. What did I do? What did I score then? And see, this isn't quite straight, but it'll work because there's enough tab there to fold over. So we're going to have 3 inners. What I'm going to do is go ahead and glue them on because I want to let this sit and dry for a minute. I want to do something else. So I'm going to put glue right here. And I'm going to take my other top. And right here at that intersection, I'm going to put them together. Let's see, there we go. See, when you look at this, what you get. So you got the M right there, and then you got an M over on that one. And I'm going to do the same thing with this flap. Make sure this one's going up. And I do try to get them even as possible. I guess you don't have to be so particular. like me. I can get a little too particular sometimes. And then we're just going to do the same thing on the other side. Let's put glue here. Take our number 2 and put it up against there. And then this one, we're going to put glue on it too. We're going to need more than this for that side flap. So you see how it's already getting accordion folded? Okay. I'm going to sit over there for a minute. So I need at least 2 pieces. Which one looks straighter? For the side gussets. And that is 3 of these each. Okay. So now you can take and trim this up. It looks like I need to trim here just a little bit too. So if you start out with a straight piece, you'll do better than what I did. So right now I have my 2 gussets that I'm going to need on the front. So we decided that we want our front, it's going to be I want a little bit on the outside. See, I've got like 1/8 of an inch. And I want a little bit over there. And I'm going to come over here and do the same thing, kind of right there. And then my top is going to be right about there. So one thing I'm going to do is go ahead and set this up. This will be my bottom. So it's going to fit. Is that my bottom? Or is that my bottom? Okay. Yeah, so this one is going to be my bottom. And I want to go over 1 inch for the bottom gusset. And since I have this marked, I'm just going to mark it here so I can have a cut line. You know, the one thing I didn't think about is my window. So I guess I need to cut it out first. I'm just going to put me a little T up here. That way I can remember which direction everything's going in. I should have went the other way, but I didn't. That's okay. We'll make it work. And I'll be honest, this is just all experiment. I have made those, but I'm still kind of learning, so you're going along with me learning. See, this will be the, this will fit in here like this. So I'll add some here and we'll go over the top. But what I did with this one is I had a window put in it. So I'm going to mark this line so I can see it. And I'm putting the window on my front. I went in an inch, see, an inch and a half. This is not my good reading ruler. And I'm not worried about these lines because they're going to get covered up with paper. Now this one is smaller than this, but the window is about as wide. It's just not, it's maybe half an inch that way, so we could make it half an inch wider. Let's see this one. So about the same that way. Yeah. So as far as length, I didn't cut much off, but width I did. I think this will be good. What I neglected to say or think about was on the second one, on this one, I had taken and just used one of these instead of two. So that's going to give me some more here. So what I want to do is cut this window out. I like doing it with the scissors. So I'm just going to get it started. And that'd be perfect because it's going to get pulled out anyway. And then I'm just going to trim it. So if you do want this straighter, you can make it straighter. I am going to go ahead and bring this flap down just to give that front, because this is going to be our front edge. I want a little bit more structure right there. Okay. Now here's what I forgot a while ago. We're going to have our window. Well, if you look, I got nothing to see in my window. So I need to find something that we can see. That one's not big enough. So it's going to need to be a full-size sheet with at least an inch and a half. So right in there. See what it looks like that. And I may have to stick two together. I don't know yet. I doctor it up. These are good for something like that. Yep, right there is our window. Okay. So that's going to be that one. We still need one for the outside though. And I would like to stay in this kind of a theme. And really, some of these don't matter that they've got the page in the middle or not. See, this one would probably work because we're going to cut that out, and then you would just see the sides of it. So you would only see some of it. I might use that one. Let's do that. I'll save that one over yonder because we need to cut it for her. I'm going to try and do this lightly. This is a friction pin, so it should come off. Yeah. And I'm going to use this to kind of get my... No, I'm sorry. It's just going crazy right now. We're almost the right length. I'm just going to take and cut it down just a little bit more. And I forgot to put that on the back of it, so I need to do that real quick before we glue this on, because I distressed the back of it so it has some prettiness back there. I don't need quite this much, so I'm going to trim off a little. Other side's kind of short. Let's see what it's going to do. So I got all my pleats and stuff in. I'll double check our window again. It looks just about right. Doesn't have to be perfect. I do need to erase those marks though. Let's see. So one thing I didn't say a while ago, and I just noticed that I should have said, is these top pieces need to be flush right here. This can be longer, and that's why I realized I didn't say that, because this one's a little longer. The top does need to be straight. That way you can adapt and trim it down if it's not perfect. Okay, so I'm going to trim this bottom down a little bit. Normally what I would do with this is cut them all at the same time so they would all be the same width. But if you're doing like I am and just taking it as it comes, So that will be our window. I had a window sheet here a while ago. So I took laminating pages and I put them in the laminator. So like this, just completely like nothing in it. This is what I got out, which is really nice and thick. You can see the difference. I have millions of those. What I'd like to do first, and I'm trying to get back into where I need to be. And I got lost. What was I doing? So what I want to do is I want to glue this on the back, and we're going to cut it out. Actually, I could come up to here that way. Well, no, I think I'm going to go down. And I got some hanging over the bottom. So I'm just going to glue here. We're going to kind of do the same thing that we did with the part that we cut out. But I do want to try to be straight. So I'm pulling it over past that, past this second one. This is going to be the back side. So I've got it over so when it comes up, it's going to come around and fold up and help close that seam. And there's a couple things we can do here. And I'm leaving the length on here so I can play with it later. I'll put some glue in there. Alright. So I'm going to do this again, the same thing. This time I'm not going to cut it out. And I kind of want it to go in that corner. Okay. So then what I'm going to do is pull this up. Just like this. And I'll take my bone folder and press that down so that it gives us our good curve right there. You know what I did? Well, we're going to put another piece here because I just totally forgot about the top. I went down to it. But that's part of learning and part of adapting to what you're doing. Okay. So now these are too long, so I'm going to trim them off to about right here. And because I saved these pieces, I'm going to put it over there. This one goes down a little bit, so I'm going to trim it. I don't know. I want some room so that it's got something to hold on to. What we're fixing to do, we're going to put this little window in there. And actually, because it's smaller, I probably don't need a half of it. So then I'm just going to glue this down. Yeah, I can't believe I did that. You know what? I'm going to leave this part up because I want to bring that flap over there so that it kind of goes under that piece. So what am I going to put there? I want something that doesn't have a lot of writing on it, believe it or not. It's because my edges. What do you think? So I'm just going to put some glue on here. Make sure I get my edges right here. So if I had done that right, this would have went up on its own. But I am going to keep the 1886 to where I can see it. There. And then I'm going to pull this down. Yeah, I think we'll do it like that. So I've got a couple of options. I could fold these into flaps to finish our pleat right here, or I can use these that I've already got, which is what I think I'm going to do. Because these are not quite long enough, I don't think. No, they're not. See? So I'm going to cut these corners, make them a little bit smaller. So one thing that I do need to watch is right here to make sure this is going to fold with that in the way. Yeah. And all this extra paper is just giving it more strength. We're fixing to put some more on it. Just to cover up these edges so the inside doesn't look bad or anything. And you know, I'm doing it again. I'm getting ahead of myself because there is an order here that I want this to go. About here. So I want my plastic to be under these little things to kind of help hold it in. Put a little glue along these edges. Not a lot because it'll squish out. But from this glue, there's still glue there for it to stick down to. As you can see, I'm making a mess. It'll wipe off if you get it quick enough. So I don't know if I'm going to put this one up for a video. I feel like it's just going all over the place. But y'all might like it. I don't know. Alright, so now, yeah, that would go down there and cover the plastic up. See? I feel like there's something else I'm needing to do. Let me think about it a minute. Okay. So you see what I'm trying to do is get right there, but not have so much paper. So I don't even need to cut that white off on here since I checked it and it'll go. I'm going to pull that little piece off. So I find that having this little pattern helps the layers if you layer them in an order to where they'll. Checking my window to see if I overstepped. I'm going to cut this off right here because I'm not sure how far down I'm going to let that go. So I need a piece right there too. So, that's going to work. So again, I'm just trying to go up to that line. Get this piece over here lined up. So do y'all listen to music while you're doing this? To YouTube. You know, I just put that over there too far because I forgot. So we got these four so I can have them extra, huh? Okay. And it does look collaged here. And this is still a Chosen Pieces journal, even if we don't collage the whole thing. I'm going to put this side down now. Oh no, I forgot another side, didn't I? Over here talking. So this is how I use my pieces up. It's just a little bit at a time. And once I do these more, I'll get more in the flow of what's supposed to go next instead of totally getting confused. Like right now, I don't have that piece on there. That's not big enough. Yeah, that will work there. Let's go ahead and get this piece back down. And all this glue I'm putting on is strengthening up the cover. I had thought about using some press board, but I don't think I need it once I get all these pieces on here. So I'm going to fold right there at my fold line again, just to get them in there good. You know, I feel like 1 inch is going to be enough, but now would be the time to add a little bit more. You know, I think we will go ahead and add another ½ inch. Let's see, right here. So I did like that opening this whole piece, it gave me a lot more to work with as I go around. So the next thing we need to worry about is this is going to be going up this way. So it wouldn't go that way like this. It's going to go the other direction. So I put it right there. This is what I'm looking at, is how do I want this to show up on the back? You see? So we go down. This will pick up right there and actually put my piece for the back right there. So this piece could go down here, and it could wrap around first, and then this one wrap around. Is that the way I want it? No, I think I want this to wrap around. So really, I could do this way, and then just bring that around to the front. The way my outside edges are wrapped around, if that makes sense. I'm going to continue gluing this down. So if you can see, it's starting to go around, and actually I'm thinking about right in here is where we're going to stop it. Not quite enough. What else did I do? I think I want to do this side. Okay. So like I said, you want to figure out how much of a flap you want coming over. See, this one I made longer as opposed to this one, which didn't get much room. It'll be okay. Like I said, it was a prototype, but I do like the bigger part more. So I'm going to say that right here, I think. No, I actually want to go down a little bit further. Yeah, so see right there, and that will actually fold up and give me the right way up. What do you think? I think that's going to be long enough. Yeah. So I'm going to remove this white. And I'm going to take this off. So do you like it when people experiment and you get to watch? Or do you like it when they show you what they already know after they done made 20 of them? So I'm going to stick some more glue right here. I don't want it catching. Now I just got to figure out what we're going to put on the other side. I think I had it right here. And it just wrap around, but I still need some more up there, don't I? Let's see. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this down real good. And I'm thinking I'm going to let this dry real good, and I'm going to sew around the edges. Just so maybe there's not, I don't think there's not any problem with the other ones. And so them, the ones that I've made in the past, I did. I had so many of these envelopes from work that I'm so glad to be able to have something to do with them. Okay, now I need to figure out, this is not wide enough. I think I want this bunny over there. Now the bunny needs to go this way. Because it's going to go over the front. And I want to take these off because they're going to go around the front too. So I want the bunny right about there, I think. Yeah, that would be a good spot for him. So I'm gluing it down in sections, and I'm putting a lot of glue. I know. This is my outer shell, so I'm trying to definitely get it glued down really nice. I think that's about right where I wanted it. And we have to put a little piece right there. And so now what I'm going to do is just glue these sides down. And I do think I'm going to have a little something to go up there at the top. We'll see. Maybe right there. I think I got that wrapped around good though. And the reason that I brought this around to the back or to the front is because it will be protected on the inside of our accordion. Whereas the back side, you know, might need more. So this top right there would be going up the wrong way. I don't know, I might like that the other way. We'll see after it dries, and I can scrunch it around some more. See, this page wound up giving you places you can write on your thing. It just feels like it's so dry compared to some others, and I put stuff in it not too long ago. Or am I just wanting too much darkness on here? So the one thing about these coming around this way, it does give it that used, must have got some glue there. It gives it that used, worked in feel, which is what I'm looking for. But our little window is in there really good. It's not going nowhere. I do think an 1.5 on the bottom gusset for this is a good size. Because I do want to sew it, I'm just going to stick this in here for now. So these flaps will go towards the back, just like that. And then the extra ones I made that have disappeared would go right here. There's one. I may have to make another one. I think I used it. So they would go right here, and this would close up. So I'm going to let this dry good, and then I'm going to come back and do some sewing on it and see what we can finish up. I do want to put something right here to see where my yellow's coming out. I want a big piece though. No, wrong way. So it's still got that patched up feeling. I could do that side too, probably. So right now this is still kind of floppy. You can see it. It's still, I can feel the glue wet. As it dries, it will sturdy up a lot. So I'm going to let it sit here and dry, and then we'll come back and finish it up. So this has sturdied up quite a bit. I went and sewed around the edges and around my windows. So now it's time to come back and finish it up. So kind of did this without you. Sorry. So I went ahead and glued these extra little pieces on. I was playing with it, and I didn't get it filmed. But I will probably be doing another one of these soon. I don't know how soon, but so the little piece that I told you we were going to sew, we were going to glue on. Put my accordion right. And you might have to just arrange all this too, like I'm having to do. Maybe straighten it up. This one needs a little straightening on this side. And then same thing over here. So what I like to do is I like to start in the front. Check where my bottom is down here and up top. And then I'm going to take and put glue right here. So this is one of my main joints. I'm going to try and put more glue. And I do want it up to the edge, so I'm kind of playing with it. There you go. So there's my bottom. I actually have some layering on the bottom. Lay this down just a itty bitty bit, maybe. Okay. And then I'm going to do the same for the other side. And I'm going to look to see if these two are about the same on the height. I think they are. So then what you do is the same thing. You just, there we go. I have to get my accordion back down. And sometimes it takes a couple of hands for me to do this. Okay. And then I'm just going to put glue here. I'm going to put it over here too. I think I got some on the inside. Let's see. Right there. Okay. And then I'm going to set this up carefully. And then do the other side the same way. Let's see. So what I'm going to do is try and figure out right about in here is where my middle's going to be. I'm just going to take my crocodile, crocodile, and I'm going to try and get kind of in the middle. And I moved in quite a bit so it would have more strength to I think I've got it upside down. I'm not much on these things. And then I'm just going to take some of this and run it through there. Actually, I want to go the other way. That way, my string will be on the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and tie it one more time. If you want to trim that down. I'll put a little glue right here on the tip of that just to maybe keep it from fraying. It may not, but I don't know. So then you just need to kind of work this around. And one thing I do is put it on the edge of the table to get it to roll. And so this will be able to open quite a bit. You can put a lot of stuff in there. But right now, this will wrap all the way around. I think I'll do it that many times. Yep, it is done. Thank you so much for being here, for working through this accordion file folder with me, and all my ups and downs and forgetfulness. I really enjoyed making this, and I hope you enjoyed watching. I hope to see you again soon. Make sure to be gathering all of your found chosen items so that we can work with them in the next video.